Hi folks, and welcome to this week's track guide at Snetterton. And yeah, had some fun around here. A lot of spins. Be mindful of that. It is very, very slippery around here. So let's crack on with and show you what we're doing. We are identical to the Snetterton setup. That is the fixed setup that iRacing. We're running the fixed series. If you were, I would probably run the Donington setup if you're in the open session. It had a lot more grip at Donington, and I think it might be better suited around here. I haven't personally tried it, but yeah, I think the wing needs, or you need a little bit more downforce, put it that way, particularly on the rear end. Very, very slippery, so bear that in mind. Track temp 92 Fahrenheit degrees will be above my head, and you can see track usage of 44%. The higher usage, the more grip, lower usage, less grip. Opposite with temp. Higher temp, less grip, lower temp, more grip. So if you are watching this in the future and not live on this week, then you know what you need to look out for. Lap I'm going to show you is not that cheeky little rascal there. It's actually lap 28. I couldn't get into the 45s again, so I'm not going to show you one where I'm not going to show you the 45. I am going to show you the 46s because I did 46.3, 46.2, 46.3, 46.5. So yeah, 46 is I think where I'm going to be living, to be honest. So yeah, we are showing you a 46.054. And yeah, I think it was one of my cleanest laps, so I think we'll go with that one anyway. Above my head, you should see two screens, one with my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP, telemetry, and replay file will all be in there, so you know exactly how I've done and what I've done on the track. Also on there is little Google Docs that show you what track guides I've done in the past and how they appear in season order. So there's that there for you. And the other screen is how I get into these sessions. So these are pre-recorded, so I try and make them as accurate as I can. So I use the iRacing UI to make sure I get the right date, time, and all that for the season that I'm following. Otherwise, I think that's everything. Let's crack on with the guide. Right then, Snetterton, and it is a good run down into turn one, so be careful on the first few laps. Slipstream will be a factor down here. Going too wide is possible, but just be careful. At the one board, we are just lifting off and changing down a cog, a little bit of breakthrough there. Don't hit this apex right here, but you want to get close to it, and you want to make sure you clip this little bit of curb right here. If you hit that, you can be full throttle, and you know you're not going to run too far wide. That is very easy to run off the grass on the left-hand side. Just before the one board, again, we want to brake nice and heavy, probably between the 1 and the 2, to be honest. Really heavy braking zone. Don't lock a front tyre. It is really easy to do. There is a lot of runoff going straight on, but just be mindful of that of other people doing it. Get back on throttle as soon as you can and use all of the track to try and straighten up the car and maximise that acceleration. To the next turn, which is a left-hander. Just before it tells us to turn left, we are slight graze on the brake and coast the car in really nicely. Build up the power nice and easy, and when you know you're not pushing too far wide, get on full throttle. You can use all of that curb, but make sure you get on track before it ends, otherwise it will be an off track. Keep it to the right hand side for the first of the hairpins, so be careful of this. Just before the one board again, brake in a straight line, nice and heavy, easy with the brakes. Feed the car in and then let it settle down mid-corner, slow it right down and then build up the power. You probably could get around there in third gear, but I just found it was a little bit too understeer in that gear. Easy on the throttle on the way out, very easy to face the wrong way at that low speed, and we are at the left kink now of Hamilton. So just after the sign, cold tyres, you will need a bigger lift than this, but you want to get as close to the barriers or them cone things on the apex as you can, and be lovely and jubbly on the exit as well. This is a very awkward corner, this right-hander, so it is slower than you think. Take it cautiously. Don't cut the curve too much. That isn't off track. And be careful of the bump on apex as well. You can face the wrong way quite easily. Build up the power and keep it on the left-hand side to this very, very fun, awkward corner of Williams. Now, just at the dirt patch, we want to turn in before that and then lift off. Let the car ease into the corner. Make sure that white bit of concrete right on the apex, make sure you're next to that and build up that power and be full throttle. Again, you can use all the curve on the left-hand side, but just be careful running too far wide. It is a little bit tricky to get that right. It is going to be fun down here, going too wide, and basically you want to try and block the Snetterton logo with the halo, and that will put you pretty much on the right-hand side. It's a nice little trick I found. One board, stab on the brakes, and then easy on the brakes all the way through, down 2 gears into 4th, and then down into 3rd again. Make sure you do not hit that apex curve through there, but it is very, very awkward through there. Take it cautiously, make sure you get a good exit. The exit is far more important. End of the dirt patch or the sign that tells you the corner name, turn in, slight lift for a bit of confidence, but you can take it flat out. Just be careful of cold tyres, very easy to slide wide or oversteer through there. Coming to the last corners now, and this one's very awkward, so you want to stay as far right as you can, so on the inside line. Just ease the throttle around, you don't want to go too fast in here, and at these bollard things, you want to start braking and bringing that speed down nice and gently, nice and easy. You want to be as far right as you can and in 3rd gear. Turn it in nice and gently, make sure you don't hit the massive red curb on the apex, and get a good clean exit. You see a little bit of twitch through there, which isn't ideal, but it does slingshot you down to the next lap, and that is us done and dusted, which is pretty dandy, to be honest. It's quite a long lap. So that is us across the line in a 1:46.054. As I say, I did break into the 45s just once, but I couldn't do it again, so track conditions changing, things like that, I thought I'd show you a low 46, sorry, saying 56. But yeah, that is us done and dusted. Be careful about that long straight down into turns 9 and 10, Brundle and Nelson. Just take it cautiously, as with the last two corners. Take it cautiously, make sure you get a good exit. It's far more important to get that than try and attack the corner on the way in. Otherwise, have a good week. Fingers crossed for some good racing around here. And yeah, like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. Otherwise, catch you on the next one.